Going live. Hi, it's Annalisa with myspiritualfriend.com. I am a few minutes late and I apologize. I'm a little under the weather today, but I wanted to come on since I told you guys I would be on. I'll just talk for a little bit before anybody joins me. If anybody joins me, again, for all readings and divinations, they are for the purposes of entertainment only. I am not a doctor, lawyer, financial advisor, therapist. If you need one of those, please go see those. Hello. Hi. I don't know if you want your name said out loud. So hi. I hope you're doing well. If you have a question. Hi, Sandra. I don't know if it's, thank you. Somebody said, sorry, you're not feeling well. I think, I don't know if it's like a stomach bug or food poisoning. It's not terrible. It's just like where you feel today. So I did a psychic fair yesterday with my church, and I found it really interesting. And I thought I'd share with some of the readings, like some of them are things that I've been having to deal with personally in my life, ended up learning lessons in my life and was able to show, like sometimes spirit will come through with things for those people that are going through similar situations with family members. Hi. I don't want to say everybody's name because I don't know if anybody wants, but I'll just say Franny. Thanks for joining, everybody. If anybody has questions, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, I'll just ramble. But one thing I found was interesting, and I'm probably going to end up talking about this at my church service on May 6th, if you're in the New York area. There's a service, the Spiritualist Church of New York. It's on the corner of 86th and West End at St. Paul and St. Andrew Cathedral, I think is our church, is where we hold our services. Oh, Sandra, okay, question. Will my boyfriend John go to Pennsylvania this summer? I heard yes, very quickly, yes. But I don't think it's going to be as long as anybody's expecting, but I did hear yes, positive. That was right away. Do we have any more? I was wondering if the parent I've been dealing with at work is going to continue to be a problem either this year or next year. I see 18 months being an issue, but I feel like so what I'm seeing is, if this is the person that we talked about before, I don't know if you guys start school in August because you're in a warmer climate, but I feel like, yes, okay. So I'm seeing August as being like a big thing. I'm sorry, my foot is moving the camera, it makes you nauseous. So I feel like August is they're showing me August really clearly as being an issue. And then so it feels like it builds there and then it'll start to kind of calm down. But I feel like something's going to happen to force her to get some assistance that she needs. But it still feels like 18 months is the time frame that'll have to be. But that'll be like the worst of it, what I feel like, because I feel like then you'll have recourse for whatever is going on in her behavior. I'm trying to like HIPAA, and to be a little not too obvious. Just, I mean, who knows who would see these, but still, just to protect you. I think there might be a lag in the videos, and if for some reason it cuts off and you miss what I say, let me know. This person said, okay, thank you about the teacher. I mean, about the parent. If anybody has any other questions, but what I was going to say is, we oftentimes jump in with your questions. I'll answer them. Otherwise I'll ramble in between. So one thing I was going to talk about at my church service that's coming up here is about how, we oftentimes elevate somebody to a status that maybe because they're good at what they do, but we forget that they're human. And so I was doing a reading for a woman yesterday and she said, oh, I'm going to go take these classes and this woman's amazing. And she kept naming all these other people that are amazing, who I actually never heard of any of them. And not to poo-poo their abilities or their jobs or anything like that, but it's just to say that, oftentimes we, and I know guru means teacher, but we make somebody, we put up on a pedestal that they don't belong on. And then when it turns out they're human in their flesh suits, like we all are, we somehow feel let down, or that we've been duped, or that maybe we should now question our own faith and what we believe because of these people. An example in the New Age group is ask away. There's 5 people joining me now. Ask away. But we oftentimes forget, like there was Doreen Virtue. She's like kind of big in the New Agey thing, or she was. And a lot of people just felt completely torn to pieces after she had been writing about fairies and archangels and mermaids and you name it for years and years and years, of the power of all of this and the law of attraction. And then all of a sudden she became an evangelical Christian. And then, oh no, like, what does that say? And there was a lot of anger for people, or people get mad at Joel Osteen for making money. Listen, everybody has to make money. And yeah, he's making money hand over fist, but he's got really lucky with these books he's writing, because that's where he's making his money from. Try not to put anybody on a platter. I always say you can learn something from everybody. Just take what you get from somebody, spiritually speaking. And, we're all human. Even Jesus was human. Even Jesus said, look within yourself. That's where you're going to find God. You have all of that connection yourself. So just remember that, before we exalt anybody, that remember that we're all in the human experience. And it's great to get to learn lessons from people, but take them for what they are. They're just lessons coming from humans. And maybe in those moments, they're channeling some divine life force. When we have that within us, but maybe they're in that moment of Zen that they can put something forth. But, we all get angry at our kids, and we all have to go to the bathroom and all of those things. We're all very human. Anybody have any questions? Okay. My guy friend John is in another relationship. Will he end the relationship? I'm curious, Sandra, when you say that, sorry. When you say that, okay, because I was going to ask, well, why do you, she's not, I'm like, then I got, the girlfriend's not very nice. Is that right? And then I'm going to move on to before you answer that, because that's sort of the feeling I get. And then once you give me that clarification, he's married. But I'm like, I hate when my guides do this. They go, and it's not to chastise you, but it's to say it's none of your business. It's none of your business. He needs to do his own journey on the path that he's on, and that's all I can say. I just was asking, the feeling I got was that you don't like the wife very much. But really, they're saying it's none of your business. And I hate to say that, but like sometimes, and some psychics will tell you things about other people, but I'm sort of like of the mindset that it's not always for us to know what somebody else's path is. I literally hear, I'm sorry, it's just really funny going, sorry for finger wagging at you. Please take that in all jest. It is not me, I swear to you, because if they do tell me, they tell me. But for whatever reason they're telling me, it's not your business. He has still karmic things to learn in that relationship, and part of it is they each have it to learn. And there's like a communication thing that needs to happen. I feel like you think maybe he gets run over a little bit. I also feel like he maybe exaggerates a little bit, or shares his opinions of things that are going on from his, and not really looking at himself and how he can heal things. Can you give me some validation on that, Sandra? I don't know her. I'm allowing him to find it. Okay, fair enough. I'm not saying that you're telling him what to do. I'm just saying this is like sort of what they're telling me. That it's his journey. Tammy, I'm going on a vacation soon, and will it be fun and all right? Yes. I feel like minimal stress of like just like the travel days of bickering, but nothing like no huge, terrible whatever. It feels like really calm and easy, but no huge fights or anything, and just safe travels, no hangups or holdups there. Just I feel like most of it, because I see you more irritated with something like just like, and everybody else kind of calm around you. So I feel like it's more in your inside of you, inside of you, that feels like anticipation of something going wrong or heads butting, but nothing. It's going to be fine. And really, just the travel day feels like getting there. He's a little harried, a little bit, but not terrible. And I'm not trying to offend you, Sandra, when I say that. It's just that the feeling I get is that they still have something that they have to work out. So, like a growth on their them, like a growing period. Did you have anything else, anybody? Should I pull my book from the publisher and self-publish to finish that series, or should I go to that series, off that series, and work on something new? I will never tell you what you should do. Not me, but what I see. What I feel like they'll show me. So I feel like, sorry, I must have my 2-year-old cry for a second. So I feel like if you pull it, it'll do fine and you'll finish it. And I feel like you'll have more creativity and leeway to do what you want. I feel like they're constraining you in some way. I don't feel like you're not supposed to finish that series. I feel like that is supposed to be finished. Because it's something about if you finish it, then you'll get the right publisher or the right group. But if you don't, it like somehow just fell through the cracks, and like it's how it'll be perceived. So it feels like you're supposed to finish it, and it will do moderately well if you self-publish. I feel like you'll feel better about it if you do that. And then but you're not done writing. You have so much more to do. This is not like a failed attempt. This is just Sandra, I wanted to say, you said, I believe that as well, that you know, about your friend and his marriage. That feeling, then as soon as you said that, she's getting validation because she's opening up her own psychic abilities. That maybe this isn't even something you've discussed with him, but that you're supposed to continue to do things to validate your own abilities and your own intuition. Okay, so Tammy asks, my son is having surgery on his arm. Will it be his last and be okay afterwards? I'm immediately drawn to like this part of my forearm. Does that make sense? Yes or no? My right forearm. It feels like the way they're making you feel like is like something with the ligament or something in the tendon is really, really tight. So I don't know if there's scar tissue in there. Oh, poor Sandra is wondering when another guy will enter her life. And she somehow ended up in a community of married couples. Your shoulder. But is this tight when he moves it, or is there something with the movement down here? And is it the right shoulder? It's the rotator cuff? Question mark. Torn. The shoulder is torn in the rotator cuff. So I don't know what this is they're showing here. Does he have, like, because of no movement? Okay, it's torn in the rotator cuff. So my feeling is that what's happening here, this will be, they said, I hear last surgery, but I feel like he's going to need something more, because I don't know if it's that, if he hasn't been using his arm enough or what, but I mean, this will be the last surgery. Um, um, he's definitely going to need a lot of physical therapy afterwards, because because they're showing me this here, it's like, I don't know if it's tightened because he hasn't been using it or what, but they were showing this here. Does that make sense? Um, so, okay, she said, okay, yes, that makes sense. Okay, so he's just going to need more physical therapy. It's going to be a while till he's like back on his feet. It feels like 6 months time before he's sort of like feels like he's got his arm back. Okay, so Sandra, you and in a community of married people, I see one man having like single guy friends. Um, um, you're welcome, Tammy. Oops. Oh, okay. Hold on. Sandra, so it feels like, so the guy that I'm seeing that they're showing me that has the friends, he's like 5'10", and he has a little bit of a dad bod, blondish hair. And so it sort of reminds me of, who's that? A comedian, a television host guy. He's done some voiceovers and cartoons too. And he does a, like, where he sings in his car with people, like that kind of like energy. Like, so that's how the dad or the friend, the married guy is, like that kind of like fun, bouncy energy. I feel like he's got the guy friends or coworkers or something that you're going to meet. Um, but I don't feel like get out of that community, because I feel like it's a really, really good set of people for you to be friends with. I feel like it's really been a good support for you when you've needed it. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay, Molly Reggae. My husband had an affair. He says it's over. Is it? Yes, it is. Um, but I feel like whatever he was going through in order to lead him to do that, because I'm not going to say it's your fault, because it's clearly not your fault. It's something with him. It's usually based on insecurities. Um, is still there. Like the root cause of what happened is still there. So, I mean, I always encourage therapy. I don't necessarily think, and I learned this from my therapist, couples therapy doesn't always work. If one person is going to therapy and starts to work on themselves, then it can start to heal other things. And I do encourage you to go, if you're not going, for yourself, to heal and kind of find ways to communicate, because it feels like whatever was the root cause of him stepping out is not fully healed, but I do feel like the relationship is over. I hope that's helpful. Yasmin, oh, yep, go ahead, ask away. Oh, you asked. Okay, I'm just scrolling down here. And Tammy, prayers and healing for on the right hands and the communication in his body between his cells, to heal him quickly and to heal up from the surgery, and that he has a great crew around him for pre, during, and post-op. That they all, energetically communicate with his body so that everything goes perfectly and smoothly for a quick and speedy recovery. That this will be his final surgery. And that's for Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, and God. Thank you. Yeah. Yasmin, Is he thinking about me? What does he feel about me? He is Scorpio and I'm Sagittarius, by the way. He cut me off recently. Don't know the reason. He's Scorpio. Sorry. You're welcome, Molly. You're welcome, Tammy. No, he's not. Yasmin, I feel like the sense that I'm getting, and I have something on my phone I need to that's another question from someone. So I actually felt like no, not in a kind sense. He doesn't feel like just reading your energy while I'm reading this. Doesn't feel like a really emotionally developed person. And what they're telling me is, hi, Sunshine. And if you can validate this for me, is that you tend to pick people who like they're emotional and emotional vampires, and they sort of they're like, you're a bleeding heart, like you want to help and fix and take care of everybody. Does that make sense what I'm getting? Doesn't mean you're wimpy. It just means you have a really big heart. And you're a very kind person, but you tend to attract these gentlemen who do not reciprocate. So the question should be, is he going to come back to me? Because I don't think he was very kind to you. That's the feeling I get. He's just not a very kind person. Not that he's evil, destructive, but just wasn't kind to you. So the sense is that I feel like you need to be asking your guides is, what do I need to learn from this situation? How do I need to grow in order to find somebody that is kind to me? Yeah. So it comes from a core place. She said, that's why I'm attracted to him, right? So then in the core subconscious places, the question is, why am I attracted to somebody who doesn't treat me well? Why am I attracted to somebody, or why do I not think that I deserve that? Right? What was modeled to me? And I feel like, and I've had this all day yesterday in my readings, it's like it goes back, instead of past lives, it actually goes back to your childhood. This isn't about karmic lifetimes. It feels like needing to take time for your own value, to realize your own value and your own worth. Whether that's going to therapy, reading some self-help books, doing some mantras every day. And I know it sounds cheesy, but that Saturday Night Live sketch, if you're old enough, I don't know. Not that I'm like crazy old, I'm 40, but there was a Saturday Night Live sketch with, I don't remember the guy who did it, but he'd look in the mirror and he'd go, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people love me. It's literally changing the belief system that we have been ingrained in on a daily basis of, you have to do this, you're not good enough if you don't do this, you're, whatever X, Y, and Z you've been told, God is this, you're going to go to hell, you're a sinner, whatever you've been taught and you believe about yourself, about marriage, about the way what you're supposed to tolerate. It's something that you have to reprogram, because it didn't just happen of being told one time. Hi, Lindsay. And yes, Yasmin, it's over. I think the signs about seeing about him is really just more about needing to heal yourself. But it's over. It's like, I don't feel like it feels I feel like actually he's not very, he doesn't speak of you kindly. I would just work on, your own self. So learning to say, I am worth being in a kind and loving relationship. I am worth having a mutually kind and respectful relationship. And do your, the I am list. I am good. I am kind. I am smart. I am funny. I am worthy. So I actually see, as you want, Yasmin says, like, you're seeing guy in my future. And yes, Lindsay, I'll get to you in just a second. I see So this is like a crossroads, and they're saying it's a choice. So if you choose to just say, like, I just want to be with somebody, you're definitely going to line another one up within 6 months. But it doesn't feel like the one to me, because it feels like you're going through a huge growth period. And I actually feel like when you're dating this person shortly into it, you're going to get like an aha moment and recognize that, like, oh, wait a second. And it's going to be this wake up of like, oh, I don't have to tolerate this, of like not emotionally being, you won't have to go through so much emotional struggle to like recognize that you don't want to continue those patterns anymore. But I don't think you're done with the pattern just yet. I know it's not exactly what you want, but yes, you are eventually going to meet the one, but it's like not for a little while. Like, you still got growth. It's like this other relationship happens, and then you wake up and it sort of clicks. Sometimes we have to have something happen for it to click. I hope that makes sense. Lindsay said to me, oh wait, hang on. Yeah, Sunshine, you're first. Sorry. Can I know, do my love does my love have a surprise for me when I see him soon? If so, can I know? Thanks. You want me to be asked to be married. Um, I do see something, but I don't see a ring. But I do see something. You're getting there, but it's going to be a little while before a proposal. Yasmin, I do private readings. You can contact me through my website, www.myspiritualfriend.com. And contact me by email, or I think there might be a phone number right now. I can't remember because I'm in a different mode. You can even text. I don't always respond right away. It does take me a minute. I have 3 kids. But I will get to you and respond to you. We can set up a private reading if you want. Lindsay says, is the new house that I'm under contract with a good home for me, short, long term? Thanks a bunch. Yes, but I see 5 years. So I don't know if something happens where you meet somebody and then new home in 5 years or what, but there's something about 5 years. But it's not that it's a bad home. It's just sort of like a shift in life. So, but for sure for 5 years. And it's a really, like, they're showing me a really cute little, like, bungalowy or some kind of, but I feel like very quaint and comfortable and like perfect. Lots of light. I feel like there's a lot of light. It's not like dim or anything. I don't know if that makes sense. You can validate that. That'd be great. And congratulations. Tammy, my younger son starts a new job Monday. Will he be awesome, and will it be a good move for him? It will be a good move for him. I think you asked me about that on Facebook or something, and I got something earlier today. I feel like it's a bigger city he's in, but he's not Houston, right? And I do feel like it's going to be really good for him. I think he's going to be really well respected and liked, and I do see him moving within the company. So he's not like there's room for him to move up, and I do see that happening. But I don't see that being his job forever and ever at that company. I feel like he'll move companies again because he's sort of making a name for himself. If that makes sense. Oh, is it a new phone? I don't know, but it feels very sweet because I feel like flowers and something, but I don't know what it is. That's for Sunshine. She asked if he was getting her a new phone. HN says, hello, I'd like to know if this gentleman, Tom, and I end up being a couple. I feel like yes. And more and growing more. So I've known a couple Toms in my life, and like sometimes when they'll do like just energetically, they'll show me people I know to kind of give me the personalities. And I'm being shown one that I'm very fond of. And I think he's a very kind and good gentleman. And I feel like that, does that make sense? He just feels, I know when somebody you first date them, they put their best foot forward, and hopefully it's a really good foot. Oh, I think I blurb there. Hopefully it's a really good foot he's putting forward. But I feel like he's a very kind and a good man, a gentleman. Doesn't mean he's perfect, right? So he will get frustrated by things, but at the heart of the core, he's a really good person. I hope that makes sense. You're welcome, Yasmin. Sunshine says, ha ha. Okay, well, as long as it's sweet, that's nice. It feels very in there's a sweetness to it. You'll really like it. I just don't know that it's the ring that you want, that you'll get eventually. He's the Tom that they're showing me is like such a good man. I have a very soft spot in my heart for him. So, congratulations. Oh, it's okay, Yasmin. You can ask. By the way, sorry, I must ask. Sorry again. Why does he cut me off? In short, I'm not sure. I feel like you weren't the only person. It's not like he was running around cheating. It just feels like he gets interested in other things. It may even be that somebody came back in his life, but it feels like there was somebody else. And I also feel like the communication wasn't right there. So I feel like he would say things like if you got upset and expressed your emotion, he'd be like, oh, that's stupid. Or that's like he would almost gaslight you. That's ridiculous that you're getting upset by that, and not really honor your emotions. And so I feel like because he didn't understand, it wasn't emotionally advanced enough to understand that. It was just like he didn't care enough to even give you a goodbye. It doesn't feel like you did anything. It's really about him. And really, they're telling me, they're like, that relationship should have ended. She should have put her foot down. That's the lesson you have to learn, is to stand up for yourself. And not in like a fiery, like, you can't run all over me, but just like I don't have time for this. That kind of, you need to stand up for yourself. Because let me tell you, in the dating world, there is another person in every 5 minutes. I mean, I'm telling you, you can find anybody any day if you're willing to put up with everything. You can date anybody. So you'll be good. You'll be good. But it really, you didn't do anything wrong. I hope that's helpful. And Sunshine said, yeah, he is a good man. Talking about Tom. Thank you very much. You are welcome very much. Sunshine, I am not feeling any. Is there a message my grandma has for me? I am not feeling a lot of spirit coming through right now as far as family members. And I think it's sort of the form, like they kind of pop in when they can. Otherwise, it's usually my guides and your guides. If you want a private reading and you want to contact her directly, that's usually easier. It's just because there's so many different energies I'm reading right now. Yasmin, I thought the reason he is in divorce process and he's under pressure and he's a jerk. Sorry, but he's kind of a jerk. He's not emotionally. So maybe that's the other person, is the ex-wife. And I'm not saying she's actually coming back in the life, but there was I see this other person, and he just really can't emotionally handle this stuff. So I'm sorry. Plus, you don't want somebody right after a divorce. You don't want somebody who's going through all of that. They're not ready to be in another relationship. Sunshine says, yeah, she was silent today. So I would guess enjoying herself. Yes, enjoy yourself. I saw a cruise ship. She's on a cruise for the day. You're very welcome, Yasmin. Okay, she said, I know, but I felt something for him on first glance. I know. And maybe that was really about a learning lesson for you. Sometimes karmic stuff pulls us together. It doesn't mean you can't be attracted to somebody or can't see that I'm not saying he's all bad, but he's not energetically and vibrationally right for you, right? So if you say so it's not like, oh, he's terrible and I'm great. It's like, we're all vibrating, right? We're all vibrating. And somebody may be vibrating lower and on this level, and you're up here, and you just don't match. So like, you trying to get together, it just doesn't work. And so it's sort of like getting to the point where you go, well, even if you have some good qualities, it's not something that's going to work for you. And you have to it's not about rejection or there's anything wrong with anybody, but I really don't think that he was very kind or respectful of you. That's like what they're showing me. And I feel dark and heavy. So maybe he's really cynical. I'm not sure, but it just doesn't feel like a great energy. Franny, I'm working on changing lessons to have my students enjoy them. Will they have any complaints about my changes in lessons this week? Yes, but not all of them. I feel like there's one gentleman that will, but I also feel like because it's making him work and he just wants to be able to like skate through what he's doing, but don't give it like a second thought because it's really not even worth it. But otherwise, I think pretty much everybody else will really enjoy them. I just think he's a little perezoso, you know? Sometime before I go, can I ask, will they have the recommendation letters done for me by the end of May? Thank you. Yes, I heard a resounding yes, very quickly, yes. So don't worry about it. Just see them done, see them in your hands, and see them, going to where they need to go. Yasmin says, yes, true. I felt that from him. Very low energy vibration. Yeah, so go find the stuff that makes you feel good, and know your value and know your worth. I have one other person on my phone. I'm going to try and answer this real quick. It says, and I'm over time, so I'm going to bounce out of here in a little bit. I just realized I had a bit of a setback with my work and it's shaken up my confidence a bit. I'm wondering if I should be reading into it anything about the path that I'm on or just keep forging on. No, this is a learning lesson for you. We all go through our journeys and they're saying, no, you forge on, you keep doing what you're doing. It's just a learning lesson and a way for you to pivot and change direction just slightly, but it's like maybe how you approach it or how you write the write-up. I'm not exactly sure, but no, that feels like it's also learning to know that people are going to tell you things when you're an entrepreneur about your business, and you should run it this way, you should do this. Oh, well, you didn't say this right. They're going to say things that are kind of negative and make you feel terrible, and it's learning to just stand above that and say like, no, I got this, and trust the own vision that you're getting, because you were the one given it, and you were the one who was meant to forge that journey. Do not falter in what you're doing. Don't worry about that. I'm going to bug you about that later, though. Okay, I'm going to end this because we're at 37 minutes now, and I have kids that need to go to bed, and they want mom to say goodnight. Sunshine says, thanks. Have a good night. You have a great night. Blessings to all of you. Yasmin, no, he's not going to come back. It's over. And it's not a bother. It's just that it's like he's really not a good match for you. You deserve somebody who's going to be kind and loving to you. And do not apologize. We have all been there. We've all been in spaces where we wonder why, and it feels like rejection. It's not about rejecting you. It's just vibrationally you weren't a match. And consider it your guides taking care of you. And I know you're going to look back at this and go, why was I ever worried about that man? Again, thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you subscribe, I'd be ever so grateful. I'm so grateful to everybody who has subscribed and who gives me the time of day. I know that I'm supposed to be doing this for some reason and helping others. Many, many blessings to everybody who tuned in and anybody who's watching. I am grateful for you. My name is Annalisa. I have my website. This is my channel, myspiritualfriend.com. You're welcome, everybody. And again, all readings and divinations are for the purposes of entertainment only. I am not a doctor, a lawyer, financial advisor, or therapist. If you need those, please seek those. Have a wonderful evening. Next weekend, I'm not going to be doing Sunday night because I'm going to be in Long Island at the Eyes of Learning doing a psychic fair there for them all day. So I'm not going to have much left. I don't know when I'll get back because I'm there till 5 and it's going to take me a while to get home. But I was thinking maybe either Saturday morning or Friday night I will do this. So if you want to join me, I'll put up a post. Have a wonderful night. Thank you again for your support and your love. Sending love and energy and blessings back to you. Good night.